And we'll open it up for questions. Let's try to have one question at a time, or obviously one question at a time, but one question per person and then more questions each after that. Okay, go ahead.
Roman, was it Heidegger who said, or who made the point that language, language created people instead of people creating language?
No, he's saying that people didn't create language. That's a point. That language exists as something independently. And he is being a little bit sophisticated here. That's why many people criticize Heidegger later philosophy. But he's saying that it's very difficult to understand because our logical concept is, our logic, how we think logically is this, is created by, is prepared by 2,000 years of philosophy, which is error, right? So that's what he said. It's not created by people.
So where does language exist? Is it like some Platonic realm? Where
that's what Heidegger exactly against. That there's nothing. He's against Platonic ideas. He said that Platonic ideas concept was a starting point, a crucial point of forgetfulness of being. He said that we created something, an idea that is very unnatural for us. That's his concept that we should have control over the being. Actually, was accomplished with later metaphysics and technology. Was actually started in Plato. So he said it was constantly growing, forgetfulness of being.
So this being, is it something that transcends Platonic ideas? It's nothing specific, right? It's some kind of reality that is more real than anything else.
What we understand,
how does he...
The being, the concept of ideas in Plato philosophy was created by people. So actually everything that was created by people is granted by being. So if we create a concept of ideas and think that this kind of ideal world that was created by people, that comes from us. And there was a beginning, maybe I'm right, that this was for Heidegger a beginning for so-called humanism. The humanism, the mistaken humanism.
But Platonic ideas are not created by people.
The concept of ideas is created by people. That was preparing, the concept of ideas prepared this subject-object difference that was later appeared in Descartes' philosophy, and that was, maybe I'm speaking a little bit simply here. Maybe it's not so simple. It was a long way around to get the Descartes, but kind of like this.
I'm trying to understand the being. Yes, I apologize. I'm not really sure about this. The being and the beings.
Okay, let me maybe, because there are some people who came afterwards, so that's a crucial point of Heidegger philosophy is difference between being, that thing, actually what can we imagine, and being itself, or being with big B. It means that that concept of being out of the context, that something is being. So that he calls like fundamental difference, a fundamental difference between Sein and Sein, like being and beings, and being and a being.
Okay, other questions?
Do you know anything about the idea that his concept of Dasein was actually, in strong version a plagiarism, but let's say it has a lot of resemblance to the concept of two Japanese philosophers. I don't remember the name, one is Kakuro something, who were his students, in Germany in late 20s, I believe, and they spoke about a very similar thing, and it's quite possible that Heidegger was influenced by their ideas. So
you mean the design, the being in time,
Yeah.
being in time.
Yeah.
Okay, see, the very interesting in Heidegger life that his main book, his most famous book, Heidegger, Sein und Zeit, Time and Being, was many concepts in this book was kind of rejected by Heidegger himself, like a very short time after he wrote it. So the difference between Sein und Sein, the conception of das Sein, this meta language of Heidegger he used after the book, but mostly of the ideas of Sein and Zeit were rejected by Heidegger, because he said that his main book actually was was in the tradition of error philosophy, of mistaken tradition of Western European philosophy. So that's why he never wrote the second part of Sein und Zeit. That's why he was scared of writing big books, and then just came up with short essays, right? So-called very famous Silence of Heidegger, which also was connected also with his connection with Nazi regime in Germany.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
When I gave a speech on William James, when you were talking about Heidegger, it made me think about this. William James talked about truth and facts, facts and truth, and how they played with each other. One would come out and change, like a fact. There might be a fact. The truth of that fact would change over time. Then a new truth would happen, and then new facts would come from that. So it seems like there's this play with each other, facts and truth, over time. Could those facts and truth be similar to Heidegger's idea of being? Because you said it is all based on time, no? Time.
No, that's a little bit difficult, different from what is like with his definition of time and his definition of truth. Because, as I said before, he said that what actually is truth and what actually is not truth, that if being covers itself, that's a failure, that's something, that's a mistake. And when being reveals itself through design or through language, that is truth. So what is actually speaking about truth, that truth is, if we listen to being very attentively, we can maybe capture something that gives us a true concept. That's called the so-called aletheia. So I'm not sure that it has any connection with James' idea of truth. Actually, the three most famous truth definition, like coherence theory, correspondence theory, and pragmatic theory of truth, they were rejected by Heidegger, like all West European philosophers.
Right, so that would have been the pragmatic theory of truth.
Yeah, it's pragmatic theory of truth. That was a success. What leads us to success, that's truth. That was pragmatic theory of truth.
Thanks.
You were saying that he has he writes about language being the truth, being the best expression for beingness, right? And then you said he also wrote an essay on silence? Or something about
science.
Against
Science,
oh,
right?
That
Against
word, not
technology,
silence.
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's what I got confused. Because I was thinking, in my opinion, but this is just my opinion, that beingness comes through silence and not through words. The silence between words, or not through language.
Yeah, that's what maybe I should repeat it one more time. For Heidegger, silence and speaking at the same time of language expression. Like if you can maybe bullshit around for an hour, yeah, and the people will understand nothing. Will understand nothing from you, and if maybe the silence, you will just keep silent for a short period, for 1 second, and that the meaning of that second is crucial for somebody who is listening to you. So silence for Heidegger, speaking out the words is not actually the language. It's not only the language. And the language can keep silence, but it's still speaking.
More questions? Michael?
Do you, and it's probably Heidegger is supposed to explain it, but maybe you encountered the material explaining why he neglected the notion of space, because he's saying that being is time and time is being, because each being is within the time. But every being is also material being, and it's spatial. It has spatiality. Why Heidegger didn't talk about it?
What you are speaking about is Zion, a being, a thing, like this cup, but not actually being is Zion. That's why he stated that time is being. It just means that through whole history, being the history of the fundamental ontological history, like Seingeschichte, is revealing of being. That's everything that we know is granted by being to us. That's why he said that you can't separate time and being, because time and being is kind of the same thing. This time is not a scale, you know. That time is just a revealing of being, being revealing itself in time.
But that's what you said about the cup.
Yeah.
This is only one modality of being, and he talks about 3 modalities of being, right?
The concept of, okay, what if we think about the cup? Why Heidegger? That's a little bit. Maybe I can say more about this. If we think about the cup, we think about this. We always use our logical way of thinking. It's in us. It's very difficult to get rid of this. We shrink the cup to the present time, which is very bad to Heidegger. We didn't see his history or the material he made of, and then we apply the cup to a set of concepts already in our head. So that's kind of a mistaken way to think about being. And of course, the cup, the being, which is created by us, is not. It doesn't have anything with being, like Sein. It was granted by being, like everything, like technology, for example. That the paradox of Heidegger philosophy is that people created more and more technological thinking, like the technology, computer, mass communication, and it make the distance between us and being more and more, because we kind of control our life. We kind of control this. We are sure that we are ensured that we have our control over this all these things, but actually it's not true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think this is
yeah. Maybe I went maybe a little too far away. Sorry.
No, because we are talking about beings. But
Yeah.
he distinguishes being from existence.
Yeah.
Which is different modality of being. We exist because
Yeah.
we can relate to our own existence, and we use language, right? And we
Yeah.
have historicity. All those
Yeah.
things the cup doesn't really have.
No, cup has his own history. For sure, a cup has its own history. But what we think about cup, that's cup. We think about cup only in our context of thinking, about with our experience, with our background, and only in the present time.
And with our historicity, we impose our historicity on the cup.
Yes.
So the cup
Through
doesn't-
we understand. Of course, we understand the cup through us. Yeah.
So, last thing. So, do you have any example of existence that doesn't have materiality, that doesn't have body? How can you have existence without body? Because you said that is, for Heidegger, it's entangled in time, but the spatial dimension, which can be understood as a body, having body, is totally neglected.
That's the concept, like spatial time concept is also Heidegger, as I understand it, Heidegger didn't like this concept, like for example, that it's very famous, described by Kant and all this classical philosophy. He was just, in his late works, he was approaching, he was speaking about the concept of ereignis, like events, like something that happens. Like our history is kind of it consists of this happening. It's always something happening, and what is happening is just through the unconcealment of being. Unconcealment of being is what's happening to us. Like we know truth.
But it also needs space to happen.
Yeah, about the space, I think that I didn't. Yeah, I wrote most of Heidegger, maybe all Heidegger essays, like most famous essays, but he didn't. As I didn't notice, he was talking about the space, like concepts and such.
Okay, other questions? Okay. I know you were writing down a lot of things. I hope you have some more questions, but so Heidegger said that all beings exist. What about imaginary beings?
Well, imaginary beings. That exists also. I mean, exists in our concepts, right? If we can imagine some things. Yeah, that's maybe a short answer for. He didn't. That was not a crucial point of like imaginary being or being that actually exists.
What about numbers? If you have the number 7,
Yeah.
does that exist?
No, that's what we call. We are going back to Plato, with his kind of the concept of ideas. That numbers can exist as ideas. That's actually everything. This set of the concepts was creation of us. We choose this concept 7 because we want to count the things. So unlikely Heidegger would say that 7 is the existence idea because he rejected, for sure he rejected all, like the whole concept of idea.
Okay.